Hey guys.
Hi guys, welcome back to TPK Otakus, the podcast, with your
Yeah,
host.
It's Sean again.
Jonah here.
Welcome back to TPK Otakus on the Otakus Network. Otakus Nation
Yep.
Network. I'm very tired from work, but hey, I'm here.
Uh,
Yep,
an interesting day for all of us, I think.
yeah, and what today is about is a Birds anime parody anime. But first, let's get to the um an- anime that uh we reviewed for today's podcast, which is Mashal, Muscle and Magic.
Yep.
So, my amazing co-host, what are your thoughts on this amazing?
Move that to the side.
I, yeah, it's okay. I'll go first. For me, first impressions being is that it is a treat of an anime. It is definitely a very unique kind of style of like its writing more so. Its animation is very standard, but standard doesn't mean bad. It's very very nice looking, and
Mm?
the concept itself is kind of fun. For those who don't know, Marshall, it's Mosh, right? It's Mash,
Yeah, Mash is
right?
the main character.
Mash, Muscle and Magic. By the title itself is well about this guy by the name of Mash, our main protagonist, who is unable to use magic. He is what's known as a unmarked within the world of the magic system. Like, basically, if you are given a mark on your face, you are able to use magic in the society of this world. Uh, and uh, Ash, who is unable to do so, simply trains in the exact opposite of magic, and that is pure brawn strength. If
Mm?
Saitama were to be isekai'd and on was surrounded by a bunch of magicians rather than superhero freaks, that's basically what would be MASH, and kind of the show as a whole. It's a very uh, comedical kind of style, but it has a little more gravity to its plot line compared to One Punch Man, where it's like very out of control insanity. But this is more reserved, but still quite funny. That'd be my first impressions about it.
Mm?
What are you? What do you say, John?
Personally, I really enjoy the series. I want to watch more of it when it comes out, and also I'm excited to see the abridged series, as I don't know how they're going to top the OG show with just the amount of hilariousness that it already has. It does give me One Punch vibes, but I firmly believe that One Punch Man could body Headmaster.
Right, no doubt about that. But
Yeah,
at least Mash would do some damage, at least
absolutely.
some.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, the first few minutes I didn't really like the show. Or that the main character was way too overpowered for no good reason. Like, I know he works out, but he seemed kind of like a blunt character. Had nothing interesting about him. It was just like, oh, like the Chief Huff. So I'm like, that seems kind of stupid and left field. This is gonna be a one shot anime. One season, nothing else. It's gonna die out. It might be funny. But then the second half of the first episode kicks in, and I really enjoyed it. It really caught my attention. And I think the pure fact of, yes, he has no magic, and magic could probably kill him if he wasn't prepared or trained well, but he is.
Man's built like a. I told this to Devin because we watched it together today. Dude is built like a skinny Hulk.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe him. Yeah. Uh, yeah, his personality is very blunt, but I have a feeling it's that bluntness that's actually going to bounce off very well against the supporting cast in the future.
Mm?
Because he's bounced pretty well off his old man, actually, like his father, or grandfather.
Father.
It's hard to tell the age of this dude, because like, I don't know, age has not been kind to this man. The best way to describe it.
It's true.
Um, let's see here. I don't know what else do I say about it. I mean, animation wise, like I said before, it was very box standard. Would you guys agree upon that? Like, it's not
Hmm.
very. It's flashy. It's
Honestly,
fun.
I, honestly, I'm gonna say something.
Hmm.
I think even though it was box standard, given the anime that it is, that Macho Muscles and Magic is, I think the animation is works amazingly for it.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
Because it's not
Oh,
over the top like One Piece or very dark and gritty like Death Note. It's very it's a comedy shonen.
Hmm.
So
Also,
I like that it's very box standard. It allows it to express itself in very creative way.
I fully agree with that. And if I may put my 2 cents in, which I sadly do not have from existence. Anyways, from someone that like has written scripts before and has actually taken some classes in kind of good screenwriting and how to make a story actually really good. This show is the one thing a lot of other shows absolutely fail at, which is in the first episode catches your attention, which this show did, and also it at least answers one or two questions about the world.
it's true.
Like one of the questions I had, and I watched the first episode. I want to watch more of it, but I'm easily distracted by things. I was wondering what the fuck was the what was going on with like the markings on their face. I thought it was just maybe the animation style or something. And then like I see our main guy doesn't have it. I'm like, maybe it's showing up. Maybe I'm missing the frames. I spent like about 10 minutes going from different frames trying to figure this out when I should have just watched the entire first episode and then maybe went through that. But no, it is the mark on their face that is being marked, and it that answers a question. Also answers a question of kind of what his power is in such a beautiful, amazing way. Like I have so one a sin that all TV shows, movies, books, literature has is putting questions out there and not answering them or not having those questions be answered to lead to more questions. This show does that. It answers questions and then gives more questions that catch you in and drag you more into the story.
Yeah, I can agree to that. That does that does sound pretty cool.
Not only that, I think the actual I love the opening. I also think the opening was amazing.
Yes,
Well, the
that,
Mm-hmm.
that then takes me to my next topic as well, the anime opening, but also the music. Have you noticed something? There was something strange about the music, like had a very what's the word here? Like it's gonna sound insulting, but I mean it in admiration. It sounded like dubstep music, like which you would think
Ooh.
doesn't really fit a fantasy setting. Then I have to think back and realize, wait a minute, this isn't just fantasy. This is extreme fantasy in a sense because like this character basically has the powers of like Superman on crack compared to all these other guys that are supposedly supposed to have these super cool magic. And it's like kind of makes sense. This world is kind of wacky if you think about it. That this one dude stands out like a sore thumb, and the music ad literally kind of accents that very very well because it's a very strange, very in your face kind of music, even when it's like at a calm scene. Because I remember hearing the music when Mash made it into town. All of a sudden, I hear the music and it's trying to be happy go lucky, but it has this weird distortion to it, like it would cut in and out, and it had a very uh, deep bellow sound to it, almost like something's still off. And it's because of our main protagonist, who basically has the strength of God on his side and doesn't need no stinking anime to help him too. And so the music oddly fits. And then when the music needs to get pumped up, gets you excited, and then you see the insanity that happens on screen, it matches beautifully. Especially with Mash just literally running circles around one of the dudes. Hey, and the dude just stands there. He can't do anything. And the music's just rocking out and getting cramped up and excited, and it's just beautiful. The music's very, very good for this one.
The music was absolutely perfect. I love, like, I don't pay attention to the music in a lot of like animes or even like games half the time, but the music in this show caught my attention, which is very rare. If I also may say,
Okay, your thoughts? Oh, sorry, go ahead, John. Sorry.
sorry, it's just something small about like our main character. The first thing I hated about him, like the first few minutes, was just how kind of blunt and kind of aloof he was. That like he seemed very idiotic, a absolute himbo, which now I absolutely love. If I may say, just like the scene when he goes into town, or even just like, you have to promise me you are not going to go into town. Of course, father, I won't go into town. I'm sorry, grandfather, I have to get food.
Food
And I
must
thought,
be
same. And then when he gets to the place, he's like, "Oh, here's the money. Oh my god, it's bent. Oh, I'm sorry, I got too excited. Here, let me fix it. I feel very bad."
Crank, 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 crank.
Like, I think the show would be 10 times
Fingers,
funnier
man.
if the main character was like 10 years old. I'm sorry, mister. I
We
just
already have
broke your
enough
front door and killed your
10 years as it
family.
is. We don't need another gong.
Whoops.
Oh my god, please no. Oh no, we don't need another gong. Oh no.
Am I wrong?
Oh.
He would accidentally kill someone and be like, "I'm sorry. I didn't know. Here, let me try and fix your back."
You like snap it back into position and just. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. He breaks someone's spine and puts it back together. I wouldn't be surprised if he has that strength to do that.
Dude, imagine if he was
I
a
mean,
chiropractor.
it seems like he's like 15. He is going into high school, so I say like 13, 15, around somewhere around there.
Yeah,
He's
that's
14,
around the age that all kids start having brawls out in public school. Trust me, I watched a few.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I hate to say this, but I think MASH falls under a diagnosis that I have given to many anime characters, and that is anime age syndrome, where characters basically have a physique that is not their age at all. Even examples of good old Toriko, where, let's see here. There was a granny who basically, all of a sudden makes themselves look super duper young. There's also, let's see here, there was another good example. Jotaro's apparently supposed to be 17 when he has the body of a 30-year-old.
Okay, but to be fair, I do agree with you. But to be fair, for the age that he is, if I would question him for a bit, I would question him for a hot minute, but I would be okay with saying, like, okay, yeah, Max is 13, around there, high schooler. Yeah.
I would also agree, but this guy has literally been in the woods he has nothing better to do besides eat cream cakes and
Cream
work
puffs,
out.
yes.
That's all he does. He's allowed to be a buff guy. We don't have to ask him any questions.
Alright.
I can't wait till this guy accidentally kills someone by giving them a hug because he made them sad.
No. He's happy. He's hanging out with his friends. He gives them a high five. He sets up his fucking strap.
Oh my god, that's gonna happen, and it's terrifying. You know what? I'm gonna have to watch the next few episodes just to make sure that this is not happening, or if it does, I need to watch it.
I need to too, yeah. I think this might be the first anime on TPK Otakus where I actually decided to go and watch the whole first season. I just might do that.
Well, the last one we watched, I really enjoyed. It was on my top 10 list, wasn't it, Sunfei?
Go away.
Wait, which one was that? Was that the one with the ninja dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I gave like a 10 out of
Um,
10 for.
Okay, so
oh yeah,
what is
that's right. We go ahead.
speaking of which, what is everyone's personal rankings for this? I'm
For the
just
first
saying
episode,
I'm saying it's a 9.7 out of 10. I fucking loved it.
that's very, very high. Um, I'd probably be somewhere around there too, and my logic being is that it still is the first episode, but it is a damn good first episode that gets you invested in the world, has great music. But the only thing that downgrades it for me, at least, is that the animation is very basic, which I guess is not a totally bad thing, but for my personal animation preference, which, yes, my potential bias does affect my scoring, haha, human, I'd say I give it about an 8.5 out of 10. It's very, very close to a 9 because obviously you can't just give an anime a 10 out of 10. In my humble opinion, if you give it a 10 out of 10, that means there's nothing wrong with it at all and that it fits every single perfect thing. That seems like an impossibility. So 9 out of 10 is like, my perfect score is what I normally give for animes because it's always that one little thing. But yeah, this one is 8.5 out of 10 because it's very fun, it's very engaging, and it's a very once the first season ends, I might actually even say that this might be a good starter anime. This might be a good way to introduce somebody to be like, what is anime? Why is it good? Why do people enjoy watching it? I would then point them to something like this. It's something strange, funny, heartwarming, and also very comedic, insane, and very unique. John, your score?
I'm gonna also have to give it a 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
I know
This might
I
be
know
our
I talked
highest
great
ratings
praises
too.
for this show, but like I've watched animes that I've thought have been kind of but like their first introduction into the first episode was like kind of like gets your attention and everything. For this one, I've never thought, well, watching the first episode, kind of getting a feel for all the characters, I looked at our main character and went, "Who the fuck is this guy? I'm gonna hate this anime." Like, I don't usually think that, and like I know, like my opinion has changed getting towards the end of the first episode. But it's also like how they introduce it. It rubbed me the wrong way, and I was like, oh yeah, who the hell is this guy? Like the inner monologue, which I know like it works sometimes, but like
What makes it funnier is that it's not even Mash doing the inner monologue. It's his Gramps.
I know, but I was like, this is Mash doing the monologue. Wait, how the hell does he know about this weird ass thing? But then again,
Ah,
Mash broke a door for me into another realm, and now I love the show.
Exactly. He
yeah.
broke it multiple times to be sympathetic.
Don't worry, I'll fix
Yes.
it. Yeet.
Yeet, 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 yeet. Going sideways doesn't work. This
Stop
doesn't
banging on the
fit.
door. It's not fitting,
Oh
Father.
man,
Father, help.
much fun times. Now, this then raised another question though. Sunfi, you chatted with me earlier today that you wanted to talk about parodies. Would you consider MASH a parody out of curiosity? I know we gave our final scores, but I'm very curious.
Um, okay, so I'm going to first explain my final choice and then I'll get to your question.
Yeah, the final
Why
score.
I,
Sorry.
why I gave it a 9.7 out of 10 is because for me, a 10 out of 10 anime is means that that anime is as close to perfect as anything can be.
Right.
It is there is things still wrong with it, but it's as close to perfect that it can be. And I think because I do agree, the opening is just like, okay, why is everyone so hyped about this? Like, why is this anime getting this hype?
Mm-hmm.
But then then when we actually get introduced to how stupidly strong this kid is, and
Yes.
at first I was like, okay, he's just a strong character. What's that gonna do? And then we get further in, and this man is doing stupid, like logic defying shit, such as lifting a bar a heavy ass barbell with his skull really fast.
If I may interject for a second, if I may put forth the scene of our main character walking through town, everyone looking at him going, oh my god, he's unmarked. The wizard police showing up, him assaulting a wizard policeman, right? And his grandfather his father showing up, grabbing him going, excuse my son, I am very sorry, and then just bamfs out of town.
Yeah.
And our main character
Right.
being
He did do that.
my cream cake. Oh no.
He was I loved how it wasn't even like he was trying to assault. He just touched the dude. He just touched that dude and his clothes went back on.
I'll bring you back this shirt. I'm gonna clean it for you. My shirt is ripped.
It's ripped.
That dude, Rash was the goon. Rash was the boy. Rash was
So
the
if
boy.
we do the final tally score here of all three of us together, an 8.5 plus an 8.5 plus a 9.7, you said?
9.7.
And then divide by
Hey,
3, that's an average score of 8.9. That's pretty freaking high. I think that's
That is
one of our
pretty good.
highest scored animes so far.
Yep.
I think that's right in front of the ninja one we watched.
It is. And I'm glad about that. There's justice in the universe. But
Yes.
the way to answer Devin's question, while we segue into our next topic, I do think it's a parody. I think it's a parody on the. And hear me out. Hear me out. The orphan protagonist that everybody hates. That's stupidly powerful. Because you got Naruto, you got you got those orphan protagonists. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Harry
Which,
Potter.
which technically, Mashal is.
Yeah.
But-
Technically, MASH is that, but it's like he's also
The
just
way
a
he's
slow
overpowered isn't the way that he's overpowered isn't in like the I have a demon in me. No, the dude just lifted weights.
Yep, he just
The
lifts
dude
weights, son.
just worked up. He actually is the definition of built different.
Now I
hate the
can't
fact that you're
unsee
right.
him that way. Also, would he technically just be a buff Harry Potter then at this point? Or
No, he doesn't have magic. No, he doesn't have magic. Since this is a TPK Otakus, part of the Otakus Initiative channel, he's a walking, talking counter spell.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds about right.
But I
that
do
sounds
see where the Harry Potter thing. If you were to take Harry Potter, give him extreme muscles, but take away the magic, yes.
Yes. Voldemort, I've come to call me.
In unrelated news, mysteriously, I might be making a new monk subclass for my own homebrew campaign now.
Is it gonna be based off of oh, fuck, there it is. Hang on.
A certain name that starts with M.
Totally not. I'm totally not going to give monks the ability to counter spells with their fists and their feet.
No, not at all. Who would do something so irresponsible as that?
Hey Siri, add that to the selection. Damn Siri. Moving on. What the fuck's wrong with me?
No, I'm gonna just. No, you know what? I'm gonna just. I'm that tired that I
So
can't even.
Somebody else talk. I'm
let's
stuttering.
so
Discussion.
let's talk
Parodies,
about
right?
parodies and a bridge to it.
Bridged. Yes, the magic of a bridge. You know, I'm kind of curious. What was the first? Hang on. I'm gonna Google search this. When was the first parody ever made?
So we're gonna
One
talk
of the
about.
earliest examples of a parody comes from ancient Greece, known as Batra Komyamakia, Battle of the
That's
Frogs and Knights, in which an anonymous
that's
poet
just parody.
imitated.
That's just parody, my guy.
Okay, so how about the first anime parody?
I don't know why, Chuchu. I thought you were gonna say yes. It was created by the Romans, at least inspired by a Roman time called Life of Brian.
Well, I mean, what the hell is this? Gintama is said to be one of the earliest. So granted, Gintama came out. When did Gintama come out? April 4th,
I mean,
2006.
Damn.
It's only 6 years, 7
it's
years
younger
older
than
than
I
One
thought.
Piece. This anime is almost as old as One Piece, and it's still going. So,
Wait,
that's one example.
Gintama's still going? What the fuck? I thought Gintama ended.
It ended? I thought it went. I thought it was still going.
Mm.
I thought it ended.
When did Gintama end?
So while Chuchu is looking up,
Oh, never mind. It stopped airing back in 2018. Okay.
still 2018. That's
That
a
was the
good
final
run.
episode. Was October 7th, 2018. And there's Sergeant Frog. Yeah, Sergeant Frog. That's the thing. Anyway, we're talking about anime parodies. So, the goal, if we know by definition of parody, a parody is basically a form of entertainment that is meant to mock or critique another form of media. If we are correct on this definition, right?
Yep.
So then that raises another fun question then of what animes do you think best, follow this example of parody? 'Cause honestly, it's the one that I believe the best parody anime ever is the one that sadly will give both of these young men a stroke if I even dare say the name. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, am I smelling blood? Or is that just iron?
Is that so?
Oh.
If I were to speak the name now, you would be okay?
I would
Wouldn't
die.
just
Okay.
convulse and die on the floor?
Honestly, the best one that I think does it is One Punch Man.
Punch Man. Okay, now we're talking.
It is a parody on. It's such a good parody, right?
Mm.
That people swear up and down that it's not a parody.
I mean, there are some
When it
moments
actually
in One Punch Man where it doesn't feel like it.
Because Saitama is a gay character. He is the gay character of that overpowered protagonist.
Elaborate.
Okay. Let's go with one of the coolest battles ever. Saitama versus Genos.
Yes.
Through the whole fight, through the entire fight, he was literally just playing with Genos.
Yep.
Until he had to get serious. And he cranked it up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Eviscerate man. That's how. If you look at overpowered protagonists, such as Arnold Goat Rimmer Tempest, things of that nature, where they're just broken out the gate, they also toy with it. In fact, if you want to be real, let's look at it from the superhero perspective as well. Superman.
Here we go.
If Superman was to actually go serious with 90% of his rogues gallery, they would die.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would. They very much would.
It is very rare when Superman has to go all out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Saitama is an overpowered protagonist.
Okay. Alright, so that's a pretty fun example of parody, and it's like better than the one that gives you guys a stroke. I mean, I wouldn't say it's better than the one that gives you a stroke, but can I even say the name on here now? Are we gonna be okay if I say
If you say the name, you'll be exiled to an island far, far away.
Great.
Gee, not even the Afro Man would do that to me.
I'm feeling the nosebleed coming already.
They just call it Afro Man at this point.
Yes.
John, what would you say is a good parody?
A good parody anime? Or
Yeah.
Are we saying just parody anime or just parody in general?
Parody anime.
Okay.
Since this is a international.
It's like we'll be here all day if we talk about best parodies.
I know. If we weren't talking anime related, I would have brought up the Boys comic book series, and they're dark on superhero universe. But since we had to talk about anime, hear me out. I would have to say either. Well, I'm going to say SAO.
Wait a minute. Do we even count SAO? Or are we talking about the abridged version?
Either one. It is a bridge. It is a.
The abridged I can understand.
The bridge I can understand. I'm gonna need you to explain the regular.
Regular SAO.
Okay, so regular SAO. So I'm saying this is in like the first season up till they pretty much beat the game. They get to the they kill Kaiba. Up to that part of OGSAO.
Right, we call the man Kaiba. Got
it. Is a bridge in my mind, because I've been thinking about this for a while, is almost in a way a abridged version of Lord of the Flies. And that kind of zone was what the Kaiba put a bunch of players locked in a game. Their only way to survive and leave the game is to get to the 100th floor. You take a bunch of people, lock them in a particular place, and tell them to survive, right? Many people would, you think some people would work together. But imagine all those people are people that have been in Xbox game chats. There was murders, left and right. Like, tell me if I'm lying, there was literally guilds created to hunt other players. And they did not stop, they got even worse. After knowing that you die in the game, you die in real life.
Parody as a form of comedy.
Right, because SAO took itself very seriously, because a parody does not. For example, Sergeant Frog never really took itself seriously. Even when things did get a little bit darker, they would always try their best to throw in a little bit of a joke here and there.
That's true.
And then the show that I cannot name without giving you guys stroke. Seriousness? What's this? Never heard of it.
And I do agree with that. And with the OGSAO, I think they did try and throw some kind of comedy into it. To kind of show the kind of like gamers in the situation would fuck themselves over hard. And they kind of throw some jokes in there, but they absolutely screwed themselves over. The abridged of the abridged series of SAO did it so much better. And they fully gave into...
Speaking of abridged, what is everybody's favorite abridged series?
That's a toughie because sadly I don't really watch a lot of abridged stuff. The only one that I am familiar with though is Dragon Ball Z abridged, the king of all abridged shows, done by none other than Team 4 Star themselves.
That is actually pretty good.
That is a good one.
And
So it's a basic one, but it is a very good answer. John,
that's the only one
For me,
what is your favorite abridged?
so my favorite abridged series has the three that do come to mind that kind of all fight over first and second place. Is I think one you also might say Sunfee, but also you could have an entirely different one. Would be Hellsing Abridged because that is just too goddamn funny, and I quote
So that's a good
just
one.
about everything from that.
Yes, you do. Hey, that's good.
Then the other one could be SAO Abridged just because they did the OG show so much better, and they full on took the piss out of everything, from cracking jokes about ad blockers being too expensive to the fact that the main character who is to the main character who's absolutely overpowered, and he's an asshole to everyone, but he's an asshole because people don't like him in real life, so he tries to do the things so people have to rely on him, but he keeps them at a distance. To creating a semi-believable love story with two people that should never have ever fallen in love or should ever have love in reality. The third one has got to be probably Demon Slayer Abridged.
Is
Just
Demon
for-
Slayer abridged? When did this happen? Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm under my rock.
Yeah, it's okay. I like it, and it's one of my tops, just for the pure fact of they keep our main character, the big brother. I can't Tanjiro. There we go. They keep his kind of thing as like he's a very happy-go-lucky guy, but in all of them he is the best son in the world. But his parents are absolute like drug addicts. His siblings hate him, but he's full on like, you know what? I love my family. And one of them, they pushed in on the joke that Nezuko cannot speak and has like the muffle. So we
Yep.
hear her monologue through a lot of it, which is a lot of shit talking her brother. Like the scene when they figure out that demons can't come into the sun. Nezuko's in a hole and she's like, you know what, fuck you, man. I ain't going into the whatever the hell basket you made. And Tanjiro's like, but I made you a basket. Here, you can sit in it and you'll be safe. It'll be nice and comfy. I made it just for you, little sister. And she's like, no, fuck you, man. I ain't going in that. It probably stinks. Screw that. I'd rather die. And everyone just treats Tanjiro so badly. But he's so happy. And I can't just help but laugh at that.
Like an anime version of SpongeBob. SpongeBob just doesn't care. SpongeBob wants to make everybody happy around him too.
Absolutely. I gotta find. I'm gonna find you the thing. I'm gonna send it to you guys. It's funny.
Oh
Okay.
man, thank you.
What is yours, Sunfee?
Okay. I have three as well. Two I wish would continue, but I know that all three of these I want to continue. And I'm also upset that they're currently. One, Overlord of Blitz. That shit is hilarious. Real fucking fast. On an anime that is so dark. It is so hilarious.
Any idea if they'll ever make a Chainsaw abridged or Chainsaw Man abridged?
They have. It's kind of okay.
It's kind of okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
probably
my
because the
number
original
two-
Chainsaw Man is batshit insane already, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really work as well.
What's your number two, Sunfee?
Is Rosario Vampire Abridged. That is hilarious.
Mm?
I think
Now-
because it plays on the trope of, oh, hey, I'm at a school filled with monsters, and I'm gonna die at any second. What the fuck is going on? Why do they just like me? I'm concerned.
I just remember which anime you're talking about. I watched the OG one as well as the abridged one, and both are absolutely hilarious.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
And the
die, but
last
now I
one,
have a kink, which is okay, I guess.
yes.
Okay, I guess.
Uh,
And the last one is
mhm.
Bleach Bridge.
Oh
Because that
yes.
shit is so fucking good. Especially when it gets to later episodes. It's a, it's a fucking lightsaber.
If if I may quickly add another one to my list, but I just remembered it. I learned about this from a friend of mine I went to school with, and I watched the OG anime as well as the Bridge series. There was this anime called Drifters, and the premise of it is a bunch of historical figures that die throughout history. When you die, you instead of like yeah you go to the afterlife, no, you get plucked from your reality and put into another one. And the entire plot is these historical figures are put into these different worlds to kind of keep the peace. So like a good and evil kind of thing. The abridged series
Uh-huh.
was absolutely hilarious because instead of going the route of like, oh yeah, we're here to be heroes, it is quite literally a D&D party, as in we're with like the meta knowledge is like, yeah, we can die. We'll just be put into another place to cause even more chaos. And the main character, I can't remember his name, but historically he was the Japanese version almost of Dracula, where he was
Oh,
bloodthirsty, he took no shits, and he just murdered left and right. But the abridged series is just taking the piss out of absolutely everything. And in the world that they go to, they speak this. It's a bunch of elf people who speak only like an entire different language, and in the anime itself, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get you all free, so you guys are free. And the abridged series, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get you guys women. There was no drawn female elves in any of the scenes, so it's like, screw it, we'll go with this idea. And it's just really
yeah.
funny, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing for both series. I talk a lot. I
I
know
love
I do. I'm sorry.
it. It's
Oh no, no,
okay.
it's not you. It's just oh man, it's been a long day for me. How long have we been at this for?
We're right now at 43 minutes.
Oh damn.
You know
Uh,
what? With what it was, unless you guys want to add anything to our current subject, I think this is a good place to wrap up.
right. Yeah, I think so too. Uh, well, that being said, I'll be
Well,
clocking out early and
Not a
I'm a
problem.
little
Take
bit
care, Choo
shorter.
Choo.
Take care, Choo Choo. You can clock out now. We're just gonna go over a few announcements, but yeah, uh, see, see you, Choo Choo.
Take care, bud.
get around.
All right. Now we get to the announcements.
We're all
John,
going
do you
to
want to
die
go?
one day.
John, no, bad.
No, we have actually some cool announcements. I hope you guys are ready for them.
Okay. Uh, First announcement: we are going to be doing for our YouTube channel um a Pathfinder tabletop podcast.
Mm?
We're also on top of that. We're also planning on pulling in out some videos for the YouTube channel. So keep an eye on that. That's going to be fun.
The other video should
Um,
be like some. I think I know I might write. I know I have some skits written I want to do, but it also might be some guide videos, other stuff, kind of dealing with different tabletops to first explain stuff or just kind of have fun with things.
yeah, we'll figure things out.
Yeah, we will.
But um, then the next big thing is we are once we have videos up for the tabletop the Pathfinder podcast,
Mm?
we on the other Sundays we will be doing a a talk show type of deal for the episode that aired that week.
Well, we're talking about
So
what's going on in that episode, other stuff that might be coming up, just small kind of bits of tabletop news or, well, news to us, stuff that fascinates us.
yeah, um, we also will be trying to get to have us be a little bit more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for guys for bearing with us on that.
Mm-hmm.
With our Twitch channel and that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, John, you know more about this than I do. How is getting us on Spotify coming along?
I'm still working with that. I've been trying. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to do it because I've been moving over to another job. I'm gonna be in the next few days. I should have like 2 days off back to back, so I should be able to get a lot more stuff together. I'm trying to put
Okay.
we as a group are gonna try and put things together as much as we can, and I'm gonna try and give some of my load to Sunfi in a nice way, so I'm less stressed and we both can learn how to do this for further projects we might want to do apart from each other.
Yep. And with that, uh, we're going to be signing out. I
Yeah.
hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be safe out there.
You guys take care. Enjoy some more anime and or tabletops. Let us know if anything fascinates you or if you want us to know anything. Please, your deepest, darkest desires are always wanted to hear. You guys take care.